was quiet that afternoon. Dust rising where the fields begin. I saw a stranger by the fence, a city smile, unfamiliar skin. He stood like he was passing through, but looked like he had time to stay. The way he asked about the land made my heart forget the day. I had never wondered who might change the way I see, until his shadow crossed the grass and stopped in front of me. There was the moment the fields felt new, when he walked slowly into my view. I didn't know love could start so small. Just a look, just a name, that was all. He asked about the open sky, said it felt wider than his home. I laughed and said the stars stay close when nights are spent alone. We talked like ours didn't exist, like nothing else was planned. His voice felt out of place and somehow fit this land. I never thought my quiet days could shift without a sound, but something in the way he stayed turned my world around. There was the moment I felt it start, a gentle pull inside my heart. I didn't question where it would lead, I just felt seen, and that was enough for me. He spoke of streets I'd never walked, lights I'd never known. I spoke of rain on morning leaves and growing up alone. Two different worlds, one shared sunset, nothing has to change. We didn't name what lived between, we just stayed. That was the moment before the fall, before love learned how much it costs to feel at all. I didn't know what hearts could lose, I only knew the fields remember where he walked through. days folded into weeks. The sun kept finding reasons to fall behind the trees. We walked the river after dusk, talked like nothing had an end. I learned the sound of his footsteps before he reached the bend. I felt my name inside his voice like it belonged there all along. The nights grew warm without a fire. Something felt right, nothing wrong. That summer stayed longer than it should have done. Every laugh felt heavier than just having fun. I didn't guard my heart, I didn't slow it down. I let love settle quietly in this small town. He spoke of streets that never sleep, of work that pulls him fast. I smiled like it was far away, like time would always last. He held my hand like he had nowhere else he had to be. I memorized the way he looked when he looked at me. I noticed moments I held tight, afraid they'd slip away. But love was loud inside my chest. I didn't listen to the fear that stayed. That summer stayed longer inside my heart. Every promise felt unbreakable right from the start. I believed in every word. The future sounded kind. I thought we were learning forever, not counting time. The fields don't ask where you belong, they let you stay or go. I didn't ask him what would change, I didn't want to know. Love felt like standing in the light with nothing left to prove. I didn't see the shadow forming behind the truth. The summer stayed longer, but not long enough. I didn't know the quiet days would turn this fragile love. I gave my heart without a doubt, believed in us somehow. I didn't know how close I was. like something wasn't said. He watched the road a little more, then he watched me instead. His laughter came in shorter lines, his silence stayed too long. I felt the space between our hands, though he said nothing wrong. I heard the city in his voice when nights grew still and wide. I smiled, but something in my chest quietly cried. We were standing on two different roads, still holding hands, but already letting go. I stayed with the fields, he looked ahead. I felt the future pulling him, while love stayed where we stood instead. He spoke of plans that needed speed, of days that couldn't wait. I spoke of seasons taking time. He smiled but looked away. I started counting every pause, afraid of what they meant. Love felt less like coming home and more like something bent. I tried to be enough for both, the here and where he'd be, but I was growing roots too deep. He needed wings. We were standing on two different roads. The words stayed kind, but the truth felt cold. I felt the ground beneath my feet, while his eyes chased ahead. I loved him where we were still close, but he loved where he hadn't been yet. I wondered if love could be enough to make him choose to stay, or if holding him too tight would push him away. I never asked the question out loud, afraid to hear it said. Some answers live inside the quiet stead. We were standing on two different roads, still calling it love, but feeling the load. I stayed with the life I understood. He leaned toward what he knew. I didn't know this was the start You stood a little closer to the door than you did the day before. Your bag was resting by the wall, like it already knew it all. I watched your eyes avoid my own, like saying less would hurt me less. We talked about the weather again, anything but what we meant. The room felt heavy with restraint, every breath too carefully used. Love was still between our hands, but it felt bruised. We almost said goodbye, but left the word untouched, like silence could protect us if we didn't say too much. We almost said goodbye, still standing side by side, afraid the truth would break the shape of what we tried. You smiled like you were staying calm, like nothing here was ending soon. But your voice fell just a little when you talked about leaving town. I nodded like I understood, like love could wait its turn. But every step you took away made something in me burn. I held my words behind my teeth, afraid of what they do. Some questions don't need answers to feel true. We almost said goodbye and pretended we were fine, like time would slow its hands for us and draw another line. We almost said goodbye, still holding on somehow. I didn't know how close I was to crying now. The morning didn't look like much, just clouds and borrowed light. You tied your shoes without a word, like every other time. Your jacket hung upon the chair. I touched it once, then stopped, as if the weight of what was real could finally be dropped. You said my name so carefully, like glass about to fall. I knew before you finished speaking, this was all. That was when he left, without a sound. The door stayed open just a moment, then shut it down. I stood right where you last stood, roses and white. I nodded like I still believe, though something inside died. I watched the road take you away, dust lifting in your place. The field stays still around me, but I couldn't feel my face. I wanted to ask you not to go, but love felt too ashamed. Some pleas don't leave the mouth, they stay. That was when he left and took the sound of every future I imagined spinning out. I held my breath until it hurt, like that could make you stay. That was when the world I knew slipped away. I held my breath for days like this, pretended I was strong. I folded every memory and told myself move on. The room still smells like yesterday, your jacket, your space. I didn't know how quiet love could leave this place. I tried to keep my shoulders straight, my hands from shaking too, but something cracked inside my chest when I thought of you. This is the first time crying because of love, not from pain I understood, but from losing us. I always thought tears came from weakness or giving up, but this is the first time crying because of love. Its light, the sky kept changing quietly, like it didn't notice mine. I whispered things I should have said when you were still near. My voice fell flat against the walls and disappeared. I asked myself where I went wrong, what part I failed to be. But love doesn't break on only one side, it breaks unevenly. This is the first time crying, and I can't stop. Every face this calm if love ever left my door. But nothing trains you for the ache of one more. I stayed so long inside my strength, I forgot how to bend. Now every tear feels like the truth I couldn't defend. This is the first time crying without control. I feel it in my body, in my soul. If loving you is what it takes to break me up, then this is the first time crying because of love. I found a photograph today, tucked deep inside a drawer. I didn't rush to turn away like I would have done before. Your smile felt like another life, a different state of mind. I saw myself beside you there, still unaware of time. I noticed things I missed back then, the pauses in your eyes. Love was real but not complete, and now I know why. I'm looking back softly, not trying to stay, just letting the memory have its say. I don't hold on to it, I don't push it away. I'm looking back softly and walking on today. I remember how I used to think that love could shape itself around two lives that wanted more than they could help. I don't blame you for leaving or myself for staying long. Some songs are meant to end before the final chord goes wrong. I used to feel the ending first before the truth appeared. Now I see the whole picture clear without the fear. I'm looking back softly with open eyes. I see the truth feeling something new. Not happiness, not pain, just space inside my chest again, like breath returning sane. The mirror didn't turn away, it let me meet my eyes. I saw a girl who stayed through storms and still survived. I used to wait for someone else to tell me I was fine. Now I feel my heartbeat say I'm mine. I'm standing on myself now, not falling, not afraid. I don't need someone holding me to feel okay. I'm standing on myself now, through quiet and through doubt. I found my strength the moment I didn't reach out. The days still carry shades of gray, but they don't weigh me down. I walk the same familiar roads with different ground. I carry love without regret and loss without shame. Some things don't leave to punish us, they help us change. I thought surviving meant staying hard, never letting go. Now I see how letting bend let strength grow. I'm standing on myself now with steady hands. I don't borrow hope from yesterday or future plans. I'm standing on myself now. I face the truth head on. I didn't lose who I was then, I just grew on. I loved with everything I had, and that still counts. I fell apart and found my way back from the ground. This heart was never weak at all, it just felt deep. And death is something I will keep. I'm standing on myself now, clear and awake. I don't erase the love I gave or the ache. I stand here whole, not halfway healed, but strong somehow. I'm standing on myself now. I don't rush the road ahead of me, I don't ask you where it goes. Every step feels earned somehow, like something steady grows. The air feels lighter on my skin, the sky not quite as low. I still remember where I've been, but I'm not living there anymore. I Used to fear the space ahead, the unknown and the new. Now it feels like room to breathe and choose. I'm walking forward slowly, but I'm not standing still. Every mile inside my heart is bending to my will. I'm walking forward slowly with open eyes somehow. I don't need to know the end, I'm here, and that's enough right now. The same old streets, the same old signs, but they don't speak the same. I walk them with a different weight. I answer to my name. I carry love without a need to trace it back again. What ended taught me how to stay. And when I thought I had to be complete before I moved along, now I know I build my strength by going on. I'm walking forward slowly, not racing, not afraid. I let the past rest where it fell and gently fade. I'm walking forward slowly, still tender, still proud. I trust the pace my heart has set and move without a crowd. Progress isn't always loud or drawn in perfect lines. Sometimes it's just deciding this life is mine. I don't deny the hurt I felt or who I used to be. I thank her for the way she held what's left of me. I'm walking forward slowly, but fully here. Every step feels honest now and clear. I'm walking forward slowly, no rush, no vow. I don't need to arrive yet. I'm moving now. Awake without the heaviness that used to hold my chest. The morning feels familiar now, but calmer than the rest. I make my plans in quiet ways. I choose my pace and tone. I don't feel lost inside my days when I'm alone. I used to think being strong meant never standing still. Now I know strength can live inside a quiet will. There's comfort in myself now, a place I didn't know. 'cause it showed me who I am now, what I lost. I learned to listen to my voice when no one else was near. That's how I found my balance here. There's comfort in myself now, clear and aligned. I walk my days with open hands and steady mind. There's comfort in myself now, I feel it every day. I don't wait for someone else to lead my way. Awake with something on my mind, not heavy, not unclear. Just a sense the day ahead is meant to be here. I take my time, I set my plans in ways that feel like me. No rush to be somewhere else or who I used to be. I used to wait for moments to tell me where I stand. Now I feel direction forming in my hands. There's something worth growing inside my days. It doesn't ask for perfect light or praise. There's something worth growing right where I am. I give my care to what feels true and let it expand. I find meaning in the smallest things, a quiet task, a simple start. I see how effort turns into a living part. I don't compare my life to yours or wonder what you chose. I focus on what's here with me and let it grow. I thought purpose had to feel like something loud or clear. Now I know it builds itself year by year. There's something worth growing through steady hands. There's something worth growing in how I live. I don't wait for a future life I give. I notice how the air feels new when someone says my name. Not heavy like it was before, not tied to past mistakes. I don't rush the feeling in or ask it what it means. I let it stay the way it is, unseen. I used to guard my heart like glass, afraid of every sound. Now I trust the way I stand on solid ground. I'm open without fear now. I don't close the door. I don't give away my center like before. I'm open without fear. Before I speak, I know the difference now between being strong and being weak. I don't confuse attention with something that will last. I let the present show itself, not the past. I'm not asking love to stay or prove it's true. I'm just letting space exist for something new. If love arrives in quieter ways, I'll recognize the sound. I don't need it to replace what I found. I don't compare it to before or ask it to be the same. I meet it where I am right now, without a name. I'm open without fear now, and that feels right. I don't dim my own light to feel chosen tonight. I'm open without fear now, still standing clear. Whatever comes, I'll meet it here. They taught my heart how far it could go before it would bleed. I don't replay the words we said or wish they'd change somehow. I see them as they were back then, not now. I carry love with open hands. I didn't hold it tight, and even when it slipped away, it felt right. So thank you quietly for what we were, for every moment that felt real and unsure. Thank you quietly for letting me see how much love I had inside of me. You showed me things I hadn't known about the world outside, and I showed you the kind of heart that stays and tries. We didn't last, but we were true in the time we had. Not every ending means regret or sad. Some love is meant to open doors. Now walk through all of them. It leaves you changed in subtle ways. Back then, I don't hold anger in my chest or wish you stayed. I let the story end with grace this way. I don't measure life by what went wrong or what could be. I measure it by what it gave to me. So thank you quietly, without a sign, for every lesson wrapped in time. Thank you quietly for helping me see the strength I carry forward now in me. The road feels wide beneath my feet, not heavy like before. I walk it with a steady breath, no questions at the door. I know the girl I used to be, I carry her with care, but I don't live inside those days. I'm here. I don't wait for signs to tell me who I am. I feel the truth arrive each day as I stand. Here I remain, unbroken, clear. I don't chase what's gone or hold the fear. Here I remain with open eyes. I've made a home inside my flame. Love came and left its mark on me, but didn't take my ground. I found my voice inside the calm and kept the sound. I thought the end would feel like loss or something torn apart. Now it feels like understanding my own heart. Here I remain, still and strong. I know exactly where I stand and why I belong. Here I remain, no disguise. I face the day without a shield or alibi. I don't regret the tears I cried or nights I couldn't sleep. They carved the depths inside my soul I keep. I loved, I fell, I stood back up and learned my name. Not every ending closes doors, some stay. Here I remain, fully grown.